All right. This is my memory of the very first time I met my charming wife. It's very interesting that I should do this recording today of all days. Today it is my wife's last day of professional work. She is retiring tonight. There's a big party in the local town for her, honoring her now 39 years of work. I met my wife in 1980, so that's 37 years ago. And I have stayed by her side virtually every day in all of those years and have followed and participated in the arc of her life, certainly both her professional life and our life together all these years. But the memory I have of meeting her, I have sort of retained with great clarity. I'm from Vermont. I'm from here in southern Vermont, and when I knew was ready to go to college, I knew that part of the experience I wanted was the experience of a new place. And so I had, prior to that, had the opportunity to travel into the Rocky Mountain region of the United States, and I am still enthralled. I'm going there this summer to go backpacking. It's something about the open sky and the vast plain and the starkness of the majestic nature of the mountains that is kind of an overwhelming physical experience in a natural place. It's always been very compelling to me. So when I was ready to go to college, I had been out of high school a couple of years. I searched, and at the times before the internet, basically at the library and little catalog books, and found a school in Utah, northern Utah, Utah State University. And I ended up applying there and attending Utah State. I was there for 5 years. And at the beginning of the last year that I was there, I had the opportunity to meet my wife. We have a mutual friend, or at the time it was a mutual friend named Debbie K. Yanker. She is from and lives near Minneapolis, Minnesota. She also attended Utah State. We were undergraduates together, Debbie and I, and had a friendship. We were kind of very friendly among a circle of friends. And eventually, Debbie rented the apartment in a building right in front of mine. These are old, very small, sort of Western farmhouses, ranch houses, farmhouses in a town. And there were a number of student apartments in these kind of broken down buildings. And she was renting the one in front of me, and I would occasionally visit her there, and we would socialize, which involved drinking wine and having sort of faulting conversations about philosophy. It was, I think, more about drinking wine than anything. Anyway, it was October, and we were in her apartment. We were sitting in the apartment, and I looked outside the window, and it was like here. There was green and trees, and this blue Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. Now, if you don't know the Karmann Ghia, it's a classic Volkswagen kind of coupe, 2 seats. It's just this gorgeous little sporty car. Pulls up in the curb, Like at the time, the Karmann Ghia was like the coolest car on earth. And this woman gets out of the car with this long, kind of ravishing brown hair and a bit of an air about her, and she saunters in, and I'm introduced to her. Her name is Susan, and she was a graduate student in psychology, which, of course, we were undergraduates. Now, she was younger than I am, but she was already in graduate school. And she was, and kind of had those flowing kind of late 70s hippie kind of California clothes on. And she breezes in and meets me, and we're chatting for a bit. And we have a little glass of wine with Debbie and I. But then she had to leave. So she was there maybe 20 minutes, but then had to leave because she had to go to a graduate school party, which, you know, was like, oh man, she's pretty cool. And so and I was just enthralled with her. And for several months, a couple of months after that, through October and November, we were a threesome. They would come to my house, I would cook dinner for them, we'd sing, and, you know, it was great. We'd go to the movies, and we're like buddies. Then Debbie, at Thanksgiving, went back to Minnesota, and she had finished her coursework, so she was done between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Susan, there had been a threesome, and all of a sudden, it was just a twosome. And one night, we got together, and we were going to go up to the university theater, a real small, like 150-seat theater, to see the movie Fiddle Around the Roof, which is a classic musical from the mid-late 70s, being rerun at the theater. And so she drove up in the Carnegie, and we drove up to school, and we went over to the student center, but the movie was sold out. And so we left there, and we have been together for 37 years. That's my story.